Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Suited Kings podcast. Today, we are going to discuss how things have been going with the Bankroll Challenge. Actually, no, first off, we're going to talk about how I won the Suited Kings Poker meetup game on Clubs Poker last night.
Welcome to the club, brother.
Oh
it's
my
about
God,
time.
about damn time.
Yes.
I actually, it's funny. So as some of you will know, I have been heads up for the title 3 times. There's one time I had a 4-1 chip lead. I got sucked out on twice. It just, it's a little draining, even though it's not a massive tournament. It's like Max has won this thing 3 out of, I don't know, we've done 10, 12, 15, probably closer to 15 of these.
Something like
and
that.
And me as the other suited king, just 0. Like I have 3 second places.
I went like back to back almost, though. That was weird.
You won 3 of the first 5.
Yeah,
maybe?
and now
I think you won the first 2.
And now I'm just the bubble master. Except for last night, I did cash.
You did cash. You were all in. You were
twice on the bubble.
Yeah, on the flop. I remember ace jack for 7s, and 7s were ahead on the flop. But
turned the ace.
Turned the ace, yeah.
Thank God.
So congratulations to me.
Yeah, no, big shout out to you. You don't deserve the Discord tag though, so I'm gonna leave that with Bovada Degen from I
already got whatever label we have in there.
Guys, if you have not played the home game or the meetup game on Clubs Poker with us, it is an absolute blast. I mean, I played a 6-bet pot with Wahoo last night. That's Mr. Leo Pinamonte, a Minnesota player. We played a 6-bet pot with King 5-0 versus, what did I have? I don't remember what I had. I had like ace 10 off or something. I think it was ace 10 versus King 5-0, where he opened button, I 3-bet, he 4-bet, I 5-bet click, and he 6-bet jammed. and
you called?
He says F and then goes all in and we hold. It's okay. He rebonded. But anyways, we had over 31 entries last night with over $600 up top in our meetup game. So that was a lot of fun. And that probably had added a little juice to your bankroll challenge as well, didn't it?
It did. Actually, surprisingly, I still lost like 500 last night. So other than that, I didn't really get much going.
Well, it would have been $1,100 if you didn't.
Yeah, but it felt great to finally win our own meetup game. I got the monkey off my back there. Honestly, in some ways, it felt better than a break-even day where I maybe got second again.
Yeah. So, I mean, congrats, man. I'm very happy for you. I couldn't believe it. And 31 entries for our password protected meetup game is pretty sick.
Yeah, it's growing, and hopefully so are we. So
only when I see you.
Jesus.
Oh Lord, have mercy.
We're getting a little too comfortable.
Congrats on that win, buddy. Also, huge shout out to my wife. Okay, hold on. On a different note, we went out to Giants Ridge this weekend for a snowboard trip, and we had like 13 people out there, and we played a little poker home game that on Saturday night. And I gave my wife a little pre-game lesson where we played heads up a little bit, kind of reminded her how it works. She knocked all 9 players out and won it. She literally knocked every single person out and won it. However, I will say that she did one blunder that I had to get on her for. I was very upset at her, where she opens. So we were all like, we started with like 12 and a half bigs. It was shallow. She opened to 2 bigs. Small blind raised to 5 bigs, and she tanks and folds. And I wanted to look at her hand, so I scooped her hand up and look at it. She had ace king suited.
Wow.
She folded.
He had aces. She just
yeah, I know. Well, it's funny because I looked at it. I was like, never do that again. And then I slapped her hand. No, I didn't actually slap her hand. But it's funny though, because she recovered and just knocked everybody out. So she won it for $120. So congrats to her. Her first score, her first live win. Shout out to her.
Congrats, Courtney.
Yeah. And today, Wes, I'm super excited to talk about your bankroll challenge because there's a lot of interesting moments already happening so far. You've been building up a stream. You've been building up a roll. Should we get into some of that?
Yeah. So let's start it off same way as last week, where we do a hand where you have to guess
Okay,
what the
before we get
hand.
into the bankroll challenge, that's
Yeah.
right. Yes.
And this is, this is actually a hand from the challenge from last night. So we're
Oh,
kind
it
of
plays
getting
into
into
it.
it already.
Perfect.
This is very early on in one of the $55 long cars on ACR. We're 100 bigs effective with the villain.
Okay.
And this is someone who I'll just give you this. Someone who I have tagged as a bit of a fish.
Okay.
Um, but also I think is a Russian. So maybe I'm wrong. It's someone who's
So he's a
maybe,
bot, possibly.
I guess we don't know, but
But you're gonna give me three guesses and maybe some tips in
I'll
between,
give you
some
three
clues.
guesses. And actually here, so I think either one of our hands would be fun to guess. Um,
Let me guess yours.
okay. And I won't even say what the opponent had yet either.
Okay. Okay.
Um, but you guess mine and I'll tell you both at the end. So, um, our opponent opens from hijack. We defend the big blind. Pot is 5.22 big blinds.
Okay.
Flop is five or six of diamonds, five of diamonds, three of hearts.
Okay.
Check, check.
Okay.
Turn queen of spades.
I already like his check back though.
Right?
Okay.
Turn queen of spades. I check. We face a bet of 3.91 big, so three quarters pot.
Into 5.2. Okay.
Yeah.
And okay. And I'm assuming you okay, well you don't fold, obviously.
Yeah. And I fold. Guess what I had?
Do you call
10
or
8
raise here?
offsuit. Okay, no. So I check call.
Check call. What's in the pot again now?
So now the pot is just over 13 bigs.
Okay. So we got six of diamonds, five of diamonds, three of hearts, queen of spades. There's two diamonds out there and then a heart and a spade, okay?
Yeah. And the river is the four of diamonds, bringing the third diamond and now four to a straight on the board.
Three, four, five, six, three diamonds with a queen of spades. Well, yeah, okay. So you check here.
I check and face a bet of 10.79, which is like 80% pot.
10.79 into 13. I mean, he shouldn't be betting this unless he's got a flush, right? Um,
Or
I
like a
mean,
seven,
or a
probably.
seven, right? Right. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, or the straight. But I guess all right. So six of diamonds, five of diamonds, three of hearts, queen of spades, four of diamonds. That's a wet board. I like your range better than his on this board. Although he obviously open hijack, he could have like pocket seven, seven, eight suited, six, seven suited. If he's a fish, I mean, shit, he could have seven, eight offsuit, six, seven offsuit. Um, he's obviously never betting a queen on this river for that amount. So, and that's kind of the story he was telling on the turn is that he had a queen, that he had a queen by betting it. Now, he could check back flush draws.
Mhm.
Um, he could check back some sort of flush draw on that board specifically. And now, okay, so do I just go for my first guess here on what you have? Wait, so sorry, he bets 10.79. What did you do? We didn't get to that action. You jammed.
I called.
Oh, he didn't jam. You had 100 some bigs.
Yeah.
You called. Okay. So you just call. I'm going to guess. Okay, so it's four. All right. I'm going to start guessing that you're hero calling here. Um, and I'm gonna say that okay, my first guess is gonna be like six ten of spades.
Incorrect.
Am I anywhere in the ballpark?
Here's what my first hint is going to be. And it might not change your thought process that much, but this is what I was going to tell you. I used the full time bank thinking about it.
That's
And
not
I'll even add, I went through a very similar logic that you just did.
okay. Okay. So yeah, you knew that there's no queen here. You know you can check back some flushes. Um, okay. I'm going to okay, so we're gonna go away because we know that he can have some flushes here. I'm gonna move away from the hero call. Um, And I mean, your hand, even a seven's kind of a bluff catcher here. Would you agree?
Yeah, like it's a little easier because I can chop against some value too, but I don't think I'm scooping any value, you know.
You check called 13 bigs. I feel like if you flopped a straight um, or two pair here, you would check raise on the diamond board. But you didn't get the check raise because it went check, didn't
Yeah.
it?
I could have check raised the turn though.
Yeah, you could have check raised the turn. Um, I'm gonna guess that you have okay, my second hand's gonna be just like some nutted straight stuff, like 7-8. 7-8 offsuit.
Eh.
Okay.
Okay,
All right.
here's my third hint.
Second hint.
Or second hint for your third guess.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Um, I'll just say you were closer the first time.
Okay. So we're bluff catching. Like big time hero bluff hero calling. Okay. Man, I really think that now, oh Lordy. So he opened hijack. I'm gonna guess that he has Jack 10-0 and you have 5-8 suited.
Yeah. So I had
Nah, not even close. Am I even close? And
I mean you're generally right. Like I am bluff catching. I actually had a queen.
oh, you
I
turned a queen. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had queen 10 of clubs. Not that you needed to guess the suitedness right or anything, but
Yeah. Okay. Queen 10
um
of clubs. Okay.
yeah. And actually, you were pretty close in what when you said jack 10 off, you had king 10 off.
He had king 10 off. Okay. I had a
Yeah.
feeling that it was something that doesn't have showdown value, but he's range repping turn. So that makes sense. Yeah, like Jack 10 off, King 10 off are kind of I mean, they're literally the exact same hand.
Yeah, the problem for him is like on the turn, he's repping ace, queen, king, queen, maybe queen, jack.
Yep.
Or like if he checked back aces or maybe top set. I don't know. The problem is a lot of the turn value that bets now wants to just check down on the river.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, I think I used the time bank down to 1 second and I was like, okay, crying call. And
That's
then
exactly what I was saying though. Yeah, like if he's range repping a queen on the turn by checking flop, he then bets the turn and then he bets this river which completes a lot of stuff that he shouldn't have. It just the story didn't really add up here.
yeah. And once in a while he could have like the king or ace high flush, right?
Yeah.
But the rest of the value, like I'm not I mean, look, if he just turned over ace queen or something, I would be like, wow, you got me. Like,
Well,
oh my
right. He should
god,
never be
you
betting
know?
ace queen on that river.
Yeah,
I want to say though, I mean, I essentially, while I didn't get the exact hand holdings right, I pretty much nailed that it was one pair versus
you did.
none.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
So
I was actually considering like you're going to just nail this. You're gonna say like queen nine or maybe queen 10 even. Like, and the first 10-6 suited, basically same. I mean,
is this
yeah,
cash game?
no, we were just
Oh, you
like
said it was the
level.
long car. You said it was the
Yeah,
long
it was
car.
like
That's
level
right.
1 or 2 of the tournament. So yeah.
Mm,
Anyways, took down a nice pot there. Ended up
okay.
firing like 3 bullets and not softball, but bricking and yeah, whatever.
Okay.
So
Well, yeah, okay, next week I got one for you. We're both okay, so after two episodes, we're both pretty much breaking exact hands. But here's the thing. I mean, there's a lot of combinations of hands. It's going to be difficult to nail it
yeah, and I
exactly.
think you were on the right track there.
Okay. All right. All
You
right.
you
Well,
you had the same thought process as me, and your gut was like very. It was the right kind of hand, you know.
okay. Yeah.
So
Well, thank you for running that one by me. Next up, we have your bankroll challenge. Obviously, that hand was a part of it. I think what we kind of want to hear about, Wes, is like how it's been going so far. How many streams have you done so far? I mean, you went from never streaming in your life to just streaming like 12 hours a day.
yeah, yeah. Like my longest stream has been almost 12 hours. Even yesterday, which felt like a normal one, was like 7. Um, it was so bizarre. Like I woke up that day, I made a Twitch channel. I'm like, Max, I'm gonna do a bankroll challenge, and yeah, it's been good. So I started it very early February. I've had a couple trips I've been on, but I have done I think 17 or 18 streams.
Do you want to remind the people what the parameters of the challenge are?
Yep. So started with a 10K bankroll. I am playing. I have to stay within the constraints of for cash games. I have to have at least 40 buy-ins. For tournaments, I need at least 125.
125 buy-ins, you said?
Yep.
Okay. So yeah, you're
So
really sticking to a strict limit.
yeah, and the idea is like for those of you out there who maybe like have a job but want to play professionally or see if you can do it. And obviously, you got to have a reasonable amount of time on your hands too.
Yeah. Even
But
if you don't plan on streaming it, like these guidelines are great for, I mean, having your own bankroll challenge or trying to build your bankroll.
yeah, oh, yeah, and the other one is like I can't like, if I lose the 10K, I'm not, I'm just done. I can't like
The challenge
put
is
more.
over.
I can't re up the bankroll. Well, the one thing I'm allowed to do is like if I, let's say I bust my roll on one site, I can put more money on there if I take the same amount off of a different one. That
I
is the
got
one
you.
thing. But
I got
that's
you. But you have 10K to play with, and you lose the challenge if that's gone. The good news is you've trended northward, so you're doing okay. And I want to say one more thing before we get into it. It's like I heard so Doug Polk heard that you were having a bankroll challenge, and he was like, "Fuck that West guy! I'm gonna do a 10K to 100K challenge," and he lost 20K like out of the first few days.
yeah, his goal is like 100K profit in March, right?
100, yeah, in 1 month. Obviously, I'm joking about
Ambitious, but
him seeing your bankroll. You're a peasant, so
that's fair.
I'm just kidding, brother.
But
But
yeah.
but yeah, so where are we at here now? You've had 17 or 18 sessions. You've streamed them all. People can find that as the Poker Cannon on Twitch.
Yep. Yeah, so I am current after yesterday, I'm at 17.5K in the bankroll.
Okay, okay.
Um, plus or minus a few dollars, but yeah, 17.5. I peaked at 18.8. Yeah, so I mean I would say it's going in the right direction. I will
What
be
what is your usual schedule look like each night?
so on weekdays, let's just say I have nothing else going on during a full week and if I'm not playing live, if I'm not, you know, if I don't have friends or family, no, let's just say like I have a 7 day stretch. My plan generally is to stream either 5 or 6 days.
Yep.
And I would probably take Saturday off and then maybe like a Wednesday or whatever. But on weekdays, I'm generally going to start a little later, like, 7 p.m. Central, maybe.
Okay.
Except Thursday, I like to start earlier. There's some good stuff on ACR earlier in the day. And it's sort of can treat it like a mini Sunday in some ways, but then Sunday is like the day where I'm going to start early, like early afternoon, and just grind late, hopefully, if I'm in some tournaments, if I'm deep in some tournaments. So,
Okay.
granted, I just on a ski trip, I'm starting earlier than 7, like yesterday and today. Plus, I have a live tournament this weekend. So, generally speaking, yeah, weekdays might be, unless I'm deep in one of the really big field tournaments, maybe 6 or 7 hours, 4 or 5 times a week, or probably like 4 times a week.
I
And
mean, that's a
then,
grind, dude.
yeah, and
That's a
then
big
Sunday
grind.
is more like 10 or 11 hours.
Are you getting
Maybe
tired streaming
Thursdays.
and talking the entire time?
Yes and no. Like I can tell when I'm talking, like I maybe talk a little bit less toward the end of the night. Although sometimes it's because I've only got 2 tables left and it's like,
Not as much to
what
get
is
through.
there to say
Yeah.
necessarily?
Well, it's a lot
Um,
of downtime for sure. Yeah.
yeah. And yeah, I don't really get tired of playing. Although last night when my only table left was the 22, it was like some $22 tournament and the bubble was taking forever and then I eventually stone bubbled. Like that was just
You
excruciating.
stone bubbled the last tournament of the night.
Yeah.
Oh,
Um
that is.
I
I mean,
actually
it's
had
only a
two.
22, but that doesn't matter. It's just like that's your day saver there, and it just you stone bubble it. Eek.
Yeah. So,
I mean, granted,
it's
you won the meetup game, so you probably had to, there was some positive.
I haven't had any like brutal losses yet. But that's part of the bankroll thing is like I'm managing it in such a way where I'm not just gonna get slaughtered, you know?
Okay. Yeah. Then that's the
Um,
most important part, right? Is like maintaining some sort of like parameters or restrictions so that you don't bury yourself and that you build slowly, essentially, unless you
yeah.
bank something, obviously.
And so one thing, in terms of the parameters, the one thing I forgot to mention, and this is something I came up with more recently, is my goal is to complete it by so goal number one is to complete it within a year of when I started. So I'll look back, I think it was like February 4th or something, but 10K to 100K, that's 90K profit. That's 7,500 a month for 12 months. Like that, I think that's a very good goal. Like
You're
somewhere
on track right now then, or pretty close to on track?
pretty close. Yeah. Um, it's tough to because like ideally as the stakes get higher, I should make more on average, but also like the games are tougher, so I'll have to decide. Like it could be a thing where if I get the roll up to 70K, like I'm still not just going to be playing any 5-10 game. Like I'm going to be very selective, and I'm not just going to be like firing.
What Wes is trying to say is he's going to bum hunt.
Game select. Game select is the way to put it. But
Oh, sorry.
yeah, like
Yeah,
I'm not, a weekday 215 on ACR is just not going to like I'll probably play some of those, but the game selection still matters. It doesn't, just because something's within the parameters of my bankroll doesn't mean that it's like a good investment.
100%. Yeah, yeah. The game
So
selection's huge. Bum hunter.
so yeah, and then go. Let's say I get to next February and I'm not there yet. I will still allow myself until the World Series starts next year, 2026. So like another technically like 3.5 months, but basically, so if I do it in 15 months, that's 6K of profit per month. I think that's good too. And if the time comes World Series 2026, I've not completed the challenge, I'll be like, okay, I didn't get there, but hopefully I'll still have made a good amount of profit and a good content for people and allowed people to see what it's like.
You've already
Maybe,
succeeded in that. I mean, first off, you've had people raid your stream, which, and for those who aren't familiar, it's like when another streamer drops off all their viewers to you.
yep,
So that increases your viewers, and you've over a very short time have built up a nice base. Obviously, starting streaming, I mean, you can go through Twitch, which is the streaming website, and see like all these people streaming for 2 to 5 people, and there are people that are just trying to make it. They're starting off, but you quickly out of the gate were having 15 to 20 viewers, and I
yeah,
mean.
yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of them are Suited King listeners, et cetera. But it's just continuously growing, and that alone is probably motivating for your challenge as well.
It is, yeah. And when I haven't gotten the raids, I've probably like 15 to 20 is kind of normal for me to get to now. It's not a massive stream, but I enjoy having people watching. And one thing I wanted to talk about is it actually does sort of give me this sense of accountability, which is part of what even when I started it, I was going for because I felt like I just was like not playing my A game online a lot. And
As of late, correct? Or like,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Um, and what it's done for me is like, first off, I set myself this pretty lofty goal, I think. And
I'd say so. Yeah.
yeah. And the it's like, okay, now I've told the world, or at least the poker world that I have access to, that we have access to, this is what I'm trying to do. So,
And you
but
could look like an idiot if you just busted 10K and didn't get anywhere.
right, yeah, I could if I just like, and I remember I kind of lost the first two sessions, and I wasn't I wasn't having any bad thoughts yet. But if I had just lost a bunch and I was down to like 5,600 right off the bat, I would be like, oh my God, like this is just terrible. What have I started for myself? But no, by session three, I was above 10K and I have not dipped below, and I don't think I will.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you've
um,
built up a nice cushion to where, these limitations that you set for yourself or these parameters should help keep you floating above that.
yeah,
And
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 I
you're, yeah.
yeah, and look, if I get to next year and I the bankroll's like 72K, that's not going to be like embarrassing. You know what I mean?
That's, I mean, honest, that's insane. That's it. That's a W. Even though you didn't reach your challenge, that's or your goal. If that's the case, that's still a win. I mean, I've watched over the past 10 years, maybe three or four, maybe 3 to 5 people try these challenges, and I can't think of one who's actually successfully done it.
Yeah. Um,
Maybe
I saw
Doug Polk might have at some point, but I think
he
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 like
so
he like
Doug
binged
Polk
something
did
or
he did do the 100 to 10K, but he jumped way outside of the bankroll at the end. Like
yeah.
the graph just was steady up, and then there's a huge spike at the end because he just like got annoyed and started playing 2-5 and he won a bunch of hand. He won like 9K in the last day or two, and it's like
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah, exactly.
like
Yeah.
I'm not gonna just get frustrated at 25K and start like firing off, 10
10,
20 no
20.
limit
Yeah,
and
yeah.
just also like those are really hard games usually. So, um,
I think this
but
would be a great. I mean, this is literally what you're doing. I mean, apart from streaming it, like this is what a professional poker player should do on a
it
day-to-day
is,
basis.
you
So
know, and
pay
yeah, and
attention if
that
you
that
if
that
that's
was
something
part of
that
it for
interests
me
you.
is like I want to I want to like treat this exactly like I want to treat it in a way.
And like you said,
Um,
the accountability, like this is helping you stay more accountable. With having eyes on you, obviously, always will make you more accountable. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to look like an idiot. You don't want to let people down. All the reasons.
yeah, both from a bankroll management perspective and just, playing in the moment. Like I play a lot of times 6, 7, 8 tables at once. And it's easy for me if I have a close spot, let's say I'm a little tilted and I'm feeling like I'm gonna lose, maybe I'll fold something or maybe I'll be too much of a nit or do something too aggressive. And like even though I might be able to step back and be like, that was the wrong play, in the moment I can kind of justify it and move on because I'm gonna have these other decisions to make right now anyways. But when I've got people watching, like I don't really do that as much where it's like I'm trying to explain like if it's a close spot, I feel like I want to explain to the listeners, the viewers, like what made me do this. And there have even been times on the stream where I'm like, I don't know if that was like, I don't know if I like that actually. And it sort of makes me think about the actual reasons I'm making the plays, both in the moment, which helps me make the decision, and after the fact, which makes me like reflect a bit on it more. So
Yeah, you'll get to those. Yeah, instead of like maybe seeing that later on in a study, like if you're studying the hand
yeah,
later,
or
you get
most
the
of the time I
feedback
don't
quickly,
even see it. I
or
place
you don't see it at all, right?
yeah. So yeah, I think that's one of the most helpful things for me. It's also just it is fun, especially the first time I was deep, the first tournament I won on the stream. The final table took a long time, and people were just in the chat and got a couple text messages, and it was just fun. It's fun. Like I won the tournament, and there was this $22. It was a big field, but I only got like $1,300. But
Off of 22 buying, that's very nice.
it yeah, it was really nice, and it put me, in the profit for the challenge, and it was fun just like having people
Sweating you at the
sweat
end.
it, yeah, like sweat every hand, kind of react if I got sucked out on or got lucky or
Do you have any memorable hands where you're like either like ran like a really ridiculous bluff that worked and like the chat like, kind of blew up, um, or any memorable hands that you thought where you played it like either really bad or really well that pop up off the top of your head right away?
a lot of times it's like if I suck out or get sucked out on, I think those get the biggest reactions. I've had a couple pretty good, I maybe haven't had as many big bluffs and maybe I'm just a nit but also in tournaments, it's like a lot of times you're short ish.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Whereas when you're running big like three street bluffs, it tends to be when you're deeper. I've had some good ones, some bad ones. I remember one time I had like I forget the action, but I had ace five suited. Um, it was like ace 10 deuce five, and then the guy jammed, and I called, and he had ace 10, and I hit another five on the river. So it's like I backdoored the full house. Like
That's gross.
he had me dead on the flop pretty much. And that one set off some fireworks in the chat. um,
That's incredible. What kind of
yeah.
results have you had so far in your challenge? Now you're what, a month in? Little over a
Yeah,
month in?
I'm a little over a month in, but I'm like I want to say 18 sessions in because I've been, on a couple ski trips
Yeah,
and then we had a
you're in
live,
Colorado all last week, weren't you? 2 weeks, something like
yep,
that.
the last week. Yeah. And then what was I going to say? Um, and we had the live tournament here. Gonna have a few more of those. So I've streamed 18 sessions. I think I'll average more than that per month. Um, I think I'll average something like, well, maybe that's actually reasonable given
What's
the
your
live
plan when you get
tournaments.
to Vegas for the summer?
That is a good question. I might, I'm not totally sure yet because I also, when I am in Vegas, I guess maybe it just depends on where the roll is at. Maybe everything I do online will count, but also there are some events that I want to play, like the stream or there's some like 500 or 600 or $400 bracelet events or some ring events that are really good value where these are things I would generally play, and I'm not going to stop myself from playing some of those if they're out of the challenge, but if they are out of the bankroll challenge,
They don't
I'm
count
just going to
towards the
say
challenge.
these are separate.
Yeah.
Whether I win or lose money, these don't count.
Right, and that makes
And
sense. That's completely fair.
yeah, and I'll still probably stream that stuff if it's convenient because I
Okay, you're
think people
talking like
would,
WSOP bracelet events.
yeah,
I gotcha. Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
like the online
The
stuff.
online, I mean, yeah.
Yeah, obvious. So right now, I think probably all the listeners know, like I play professionally. Like we just played in a 800 the other week live, and we got a 500, 1100 coming up. So the stuff I do live does not have any effect on the challenge
Yeah.
one way or another.
Yep. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, the online stuff out in Vegas, if there's stuff outside of my bankroll, um, I will, and it's stuff I would really like to play. I will still play it and just not anything that doesn't fit in the parameters. I will just not count.
Okay,
So,
let me try some pressuring questions here. What is your favorite moment so far during the challenge?
so I got two answers. The first one is, I mean, my biggest win. I won almost 4 grand in a session last week. I final tabled both the long cards on ACR, which gives you a bonus. Like from a logical standpoint, that was obviously like it's by far the best day of the challenge.
Did you
So
know that that was a thing that you get a bonus for final
I
table in both?
I did,
Oh,
and I had to be because I got to one final table, and then there were like two tables left on the other. So when we were on the final table bubble, and someone jammed on me, I folded pocket nines because I'm like,
you have extra
what's
ICM pressure because of that.
yeah, like ninth place is what, $400. First place is a little over 5 grand. But I'm like, ninth place for me, from going from 10th to ninth, I get an extra 2,400 here. Like this is bigger than the pay jump from second to first. So I can't call off with anything. Um, I got really lucky with I think 11 left. I jammed ace seven, ran into ace jack, and smashed a seven on the river.
We love that. Oh, on the river. Love
Yeah.
that. How many, can
And
you remind the people how many people are in those tournaments just to kind of exemplify
yeah,
how hard it
it's
is to final table both of those?
yeah. So there's two per night, and there's like 500 or so entries.
Okay.
Um,
It's
so
like
yeah,
an
and
88 or something like that. Or what is the buy-in
it's
for that?
it's actually only a 55. It's an 88 on Sundays,
Okay.
but it's a 55 every other day. And yeah, so for me, there's this massive ICM pressure. And I was really hoping that no one else at my table knew it because if they did, they know they can. Like, I got a walk once, and I'm like, okay, if the small blind knew about my situation, he should jam every hand.
And
Like,
it's
I
like
can't.
almost impossible for them to ever know that. So that's good.
Yeah. And I one time with like 15 big blinds, I had pocket kings, and normally I would just min raise because I want action.
Yeah. But you're denying equity at this
I just
point.
shoved kings because I'm like, I don't even want to get called by pocket queens, something I'm crushing. Like, I don't want to get called by anything. Obviously, kings, if I do get called, will still probably end up going well. But So
I get it. Yeah, no, I get it.
yeah,
You're going to be
and
making a pile of cash just by getting to the final table, and then you can obviously open your game up from there. So,
yeah, and the funny part was too, I in the earlier one when I was near the final table, I don't know if there were two or three tables left in the other one, but I certainly wasn't locked up at the final table in the other one. So I was like, God, how do I play this? Like, because there still is a little more ICM pressure for me, but like I don't know fully how to quantify my chances of final tabling this other one. But I
okay.
know I should make sure to get to it in a way. So, anyways, that from a logical standpoint, of course, the session where I make the most money is my favorite. I will say that
That
like
was a $2,000 bonus, right? For making both final
it's like
tables.
2,400 because they
Beautiful.
so what they do is they have a bonus for winning both of them in the night, and it was like 24K, which is actually about as low as it gets. It's usually in the 30s or 40s, which is maybe.
Is there people, and then it resets or something? People have done that where they've won both long cards in the same night?
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough, but like, and what they do is if you final table both of them, they give you 10% of the bonus. And they do the same thing for the $11 Boski on there, which is just the field is usually over 1,000 entries. So two of those, like, that's so hard to do.
Yeah,
But
it's so hard to do for sure.
that sometimes I'll play those $11 ones just because it does have that added upside of hitting that bonus. But um, anyways, the other answer to your question about my favorite moment is my third session when I won that first tournament when it was the 22 on ACR when I won for like 1,300 because first I'd lost the first two sessions of the challenge and this one it like yeah I think I won 17 or 1,800 on the session and it propelled me to profit but also it was fun like I remember people were in the chat like just sweating along and it was so much fun for me and my parents who don't know that much about poker like
They were watching
texted
the
me
they were watching the
yeah
show.
like it was fun um and so I remember after winning that like that session just felt really good.
Yeah.
um
I mean, it's a huge step in the right direction to kind of give you a little bit of momentum.
yeah, so that's the two answers.
I like it. I like it. And so you won, what, 4K that night or something like that? How's or how much?
The night of the double
The long,
bonus
yeah, yeah,
double
yeah.
final table, yeah, it was 39.60 I think.
Okay. And now, how have the cash games been going? And what's the biggest stake you're playing right now? I saw that little. I right as I said how the
Yeah,
cash game's
still
going, you
one
made a
two. I
face.
mean, nothing really. I just haven't played that much. I don't know. I guess I haven't tracked my cash results, but I'm like, it's very insignificant. Like pretty much all of my results have been from tournaments, both good and bad.
That's
And
interesting because you're such a good cash player. I mean, you play the highest stakes online, and then go down to 1-2. I mean, it's so soft in those oftentimes. So I'm surprised that
I probably should play them more. I just get like
you're caught up in a lot
I
of tournaments. I get it. You got a lot
yeah,
going.
I think it's weird because when I talk about cash games, sometimes I'm like, oh, I think I might be better at these. But then in the moment with tournaments, like sometimes I feel better at those and I think I enjoy tournaments more
Yeah, I
unless
100%
I'm on a
agree.
brutal downswing in them
It's
and
easier
cash
to
is going
think you're
well
better at cash, I think, because just going to have a higher win rate. You're just going to win more money
more
at a
frequently.
more
Yeah.
frequently, exactly, than you would in a tournament.
Yeah. I don't know, but yeah, I
Not to discredit you, you're
for
obviously a
sure.
great cash
What
game player.
thank you. Yeah, I may incorporate some of that. I think part of it though is I just, the tournaments, I think it's a little easier to obviously it's easier to like get a big score to the bank. I'm not going to win 4K in a night playing 1-2 no limit.
Yeah.
Um I think once I'm over 20K though and I can play 2-5, you will probably see some more cash games.
That's what kind, yeah, because I mean, I know that's your bread and butter, the 2-5 and up. So, because you'd never
Yeah.
even really dabble in the 1-2 streets. They're 200 no limit streets, I should say.
Mhm.
Okay.
Um
Okay. And well, let me ask you. So, math is hard for me. I'm kind of dumb. So, what are your limits right now at the current bankroll? So, what's the biggest tournament you're playing? I
the
guess that's the
biggest
only question because you're not really playing cash or 1-2 if you are. So,
yeah,
what
it's still 1-2 until I'm over 20K.
are you up to
Um
like 80 plus buy-ins or can you play 99s yet?
40. What's that?
Can you
Oh
play
yeah, yeah,
90?
yeah. for tournaments, I can play 109s. I think 109s or 110s. Actually, I don't think I've played a 110 on global. I think I've only played up to 99s. But yeah, the 109s on both, Ignition, ACR, those have been the highest stakes. Um, Ignition does have like the 162s where I'm technically can't get to yet.
Okay.
But yeah, the highest tournament buy-in I've played is 109.
Okay.
And yeah, it kind of as I said before too, like even if so what would I need to get to like 26K to play a 215 or 218?
26K is that threshold? Okay.
Yeah, right around there. Once I get to it doesn't just mean I'm gonna suddenly be firing only those. I don't, you know, the obviously the higher the buy-in goes, the better the player pool is gonna be. And I think the skill level on different sites is there's definitely a difference there.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What,
But
let me ask you, or finish your thought, and then I have another question for you.
that's about it. Yeah, go
Okay.
for it.
What sites are you playing across right now for your challenge?
Clubs poker, ACR, coin poker, global, and ignition.
So five, is that five? Did I count
Yeah,
that
it's
right?
five.
Five sites. Okay. And do you, I'm assuming it sounds like ACR has been the best, the most profitable thus far.
Yeah, ACR, then coin poker, um,
You've been telling me you
then
hate global lately.
then
Hurts my,
clubs. Ignition, I'm basically even. I'm down like a few bucks, and then yeah, global's the only one I'm really losing on.
okay. I'm
Um,
surprised you're not spending a little more time on clubs poker cash games. I know we've been discussing for quite some time now how soft those are as the site's new, you know.
what I'll say is they've added some 100 sweeps coin tournaments to their mix, and I played. I included two of those last night,
You did. Okay. How
and
big are
so
those? I haven't got a chance yet. How big are those fields?
40, 50. It depends on which one it is
I
too.
love tournaments of that size. You're just
Yeah,
gonna
you
get final
should. I
table more
mean,
frequently, gonna cash more frequently.
yeah, and like so I will be playing those probably like every stream I do. I'll play those like 55 or 100. Clubs have just been, they're very new and they're just kind of getting their tournament schedule. I think
Their
they're
cash games have
focused
been
more on the
blowing
big.
up lately. I've been looking. Their cash games have been flowing. Yeah, and they got all the mixed games too. If you're interested in mixed games, make sure to check out clubs. But then, yeah, we've been begging for a bigger tournament buy-in since they first established. How long has it been? I don't know, 6 months, 8 months, something.
Eight, yeah, July.
Oh, it was July of last year. Yeah. So I mean, and obviously, I don't know the logistics of starting a poker website, but like they haven't just buried. They're growing. You can see the growth. We see bigger tournaments coming in. We're seeing series come in, and we've seen our cash games filling up faster. We see our home game getting as big as it's ever been each time we play it. Um, yeah, so I'm glad to see that.
Mhm.
Yeah, you know what I was thinking too? Like I enjoy clubs uh HUD or their layout. I don't know, it's just clean. I like the way their software looks. I
Mhm.
don't like it when people throw shit at me though. I could
Well,
probably shut that
you do a
off.
lot of that yourself, buddy.
Yeah,
So
I know for sure. My favorite combination of throwing things is the shit. Like throw the shit on someone, but then immediately after, it sucks because the clicking's kind of wonky, so it's hard to do it really fast. But my favorite is to
I'm
throw
so impressed at how fast like you and some other people can do it.
So I mean, I've been There's like a small. You got to really. It takes practice, Wes. I can teach you,
Yeah.
um, but my favorite combination is throw the shit, and before that, and as fast as possible, fire the flaming arrow. So you're just a flaming pile of shit on you. that's that's my absolute favorite combination.
That's some good advice, honestly.
Yeah, yeah. The best. So if you want to know the GTO combination of throwing, it's shit and then fire arrow, but you got to do it fast enough to where they're combined, so you see the flaming shit. That's
Mhm.
my favorite one to throw on Wes, at least.
That's lovely.
So, yeah. Well, dude, I've been loving the challenge so far. A lot of people have been enjoying in the stream. It's fun hopping in there and just talking with people and seeing all the different people in there.
Hmm.
I really I think so. What I'm guessing we'll do here is, every month or couple months, we'll do an episode update on your challenge just so people can follow along who aren't able to watch the streams. And if you guys are interested in watching Wes, he typically starts, I'd say what, 6:30 p.m. Central Time most nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we'll have a link to his Twitch channel in the show notes. So make sure to check that out if you're interested in watching Wes. I will say that like if you want to improve your game, watching his videos or his streams is absolutely huge. I mean, they're completely free to watch, and he discusses his thought process through every hand he plays and what he thinks his opponent has, how he kind of got to that. I don't know. It's a great way to learn, and that goes for watching any good streamer personally, any good player who streams. So Wes is obviously a phenomenal player. Make sure to check out his Twitch stream. Any other things on the Bankroll challenge you wanted to touch on?
Only other thing is, and it's kind of what we were talking about, but going forward, in the foreseeable future, like with the current bankroll, I think, so my priorities in terms of what tournaments I play, and I think I actually had a friend of ours ask me the other day, like, what does a normal tournament schedule on like a weekday look like for you? Like, what tournaments do I play? And I thought about it because I don't necessarily have a full answer to it. Because it's like it depends on when I start, depends on like
Yeah, how you're
what's
feeling.
running. But here's what I'd say is like some of the best tournament the long car on ACR, playing those I think is always like a big priority. I'm definitely gonna the hundreds and maybe 55 on clubs poker. Um gonna play those, and then on like the 100 or some 50s on coin poker as well.
Okay. Okay.
Um one thing that sucks about Ignition is they just go so damn late. Like sometimes the structures are really long, but they allow for really late registration, and like stacks just get ridiculously short.
Yeah. Yeah.
And but then they also like after the bubble, the structure will be so long that like to win a tournament you have to play till 5 a.m.
That's
At
interesting.
least
So I kind of like that though, where it's deep later, shallow earlier. I'm a
I
fan of that, but yeah, it kind of sucks at the same
yeah, and
time.
I there's some good things, and I don't know. But yeah, and I would say like 55 or 99 on global is good too, although I'm disgruntled that site.
Yeah, you're just like I hate global. It's funny because you got me into global and a
Yeah,
lot of other people. It's it's funny because I've been having a lot of success on there lately. In
yeah.
contrast to
No,
you.
and we like clubs poker better here anyways, so
Yeah, I can't wait till man. You know what I want? I want Clubs Poker to release a series where they drop trophies. I
yeah.
know a lot of people don't give a shit about trophies. I'm a hardware collector. I like it. Obviously the money's number one, but winning some sick hardware is a close number two for me. I'm about the glory personally, and it's just and it motivates me. I don't it's not about showing off trophies or anything like that. It's just like I got a little spot
You
where I
just got a couple of them in the background though.
yeah.
I
Well, I was
doubt we'll be
saying
releasing the video of this, but people have
yeah.
probably seen.
Yeah, yeah. If you ever watch one of our streams, you can see I got a few of them lined up behind me here. But yeah, no, I love the hardware. So I hope Clubs comes out with that stuff. That's something I'd like to see from them. I'm glad to see that they're growing. While we're on the topic of Clubs, I do want to say I don't. Our next meetup game technically would be the 25th of March here.
Yep.
And if you want to still run it, Wes, you can. However, I will be in Park City snowboarding, so I will not be around.
Yeah.
So we'll discuss. I think. What do you think? Should we run it or not run it 2 weeks from now?
I think we should run it.
Still run it. Okay. So
Yeah.
guys, make sure to get into that next meetup game on the 25th of
We had
March.
over 30 entries this time.
Yeah, I mean
And you didn't
it's
even rebuy.
I didn't
Yeah.
rebuy. I can't believe that was I think that was the biggest win of the night. I cashed and didn't rebuy. So that was a massive W, guys. If you want to join in on the meetup game, the 25th of March, 7:30 p.m. Central Time, make sure to get in there. Clubs. We have ring games going ahead of times. I will not be there for that one. Wes will be. As he's the defending champ, of course, he wants it to
Yeah,
go.
I
So
have to.
can't blame him. I'll be
I'm
shredding
just
down
going to
the
start it
models.
off by hurling the shit at everybody at my table.
Remember the combination. It's shit first, fire arrow second. Make sure to do it quick enough so that the emojis or the images combine. It's got to be the flaming shit. All right.
Yeah,
You're too slow, it doesn't work. So you got to be a quick clicker. Say that 10 times
absolutely.
fast. Quick clicker, quick clicker.
Spoken like
Anyways,
a true veteran.
yes, I'm the master shit thrower. So
Yeah, the the next step is to do that in live poker.
Oh God, I enjoy not being banned from properties, so I think I'll I'll stray away. Maybe as I leave the property, I'll
Yeah,
throw some
also
shit.
arrested probably.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, that's probably assault. I would agree that that probably falls under the category of assault.
Well, I would imagine the flaming arrow definitely does.
Yeah. You know what? I'm not trying to kill no one either. So the flaming arrow. That's great.
Oh God.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and start wrapping up, guys. If you're interested in joining Clubs Poker for the meetup games, to play the tournaments, the cash games, the mixed games, any of that good stuff, make sure to check out the link in the description. Sign up to Clubs Poker using that link if you have not signed up yet. I know a lot of you listeners have, but using that link to sign up will help support the podcast. So appreciate that. We obviously have our Patreon that we've just been discussing over the past few episodes. We got two tiers. We got the podcast supporter tier at $5 a month, which is just essentially you enjoy listening to the podcast and you want to help support us. That's much appreciated. The second tier is the pro level study tier, where it's $15 a month, where we drop 2 to 3 videos each month, all with different topics of conversation to help improve your game. And the price on that will end up going up. But if you end up getting in before it does, you'll be grandfathered in at that price. So make sure to check that out. I think we have already, 15 plus subscribers in there. So,
Yep.
and that content it's been good. We review final tables, we review concepts, we review anything and everything that's strategy related to help improve your game. If you enjoy, learning and listening to Wes and I, that's a great place to go and get some more content and improve your game. So check that out. Link in the description. Obviously, we got the YouTube and all that good stuff as well, and Discord, which has been absolutely blowing up lately. Come tell us what you think about the podcast in our episode suggestions of Discord. That's one of
Yeah.
it's one of my favorite places to check out, honestly.
Yeah, and also questions for the pod. If you got questions, actually, should we talk about what our thought might be? We've been talking about an episode and we don't have anything locked in yet, but what we'd like to do before the World Series is several have an episode where we have a few players on to just kind of discuss poker strategy, also WSOP type stuff. And this would be a great episode for people to send in questions beforehand.
I think it's a great idea. And what we should do is maybe have some bracelet winners to join us, and maybe even
Yeah,
player
that
of the years.
yeah. No, we'll probably have multiple guests, probably all of which have been on the podcast. Well,
At
we'll
some
see.
point.
Not we haven't like locked anything down. This isn't like we don't have it set up yet. But if you guys like have questions for either bracelet winners about winning bracelets or strategy or just like generic World Series type of stuff, start sending those in. We are going to in May, I would assume, have an episode where it's probably going to be a really long one where we
Yeah, a couple hours or more.
talk with a few people
I have
and
an
just
idea.
answer questions. Yeah.
So, so last year we had I think it was 5 episodes called, maybe four. I don't remember exactly how many, but
WSOP prep. I
our
think five.
WSOP prep series, right? So again, we're going to do another WSOP prep series. Like last year we talked about playing 20 big blinds where you'll find yourself most frequently and how to play that optimally. We talked about 3 betting, all these different kinds of stuff. So we'll have another WSOP prep series this year in preparation, obviously, for the World Series of Poker. And I think it might be best to end that series with that episode where we got,
Yep. The
WSOP
grand
prep.
finale.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
grand finale where we have all these different bracelet winners on, and just kind of talk about what helped them with their success, and whatever questions you guys can bring to the Discord, we will gladly get out to them. So make sure to check that. Lastly, if you guys want us to maybe break down one of your hands on the podcast, put it in the Discord chat. We are looking for player listeners' hands to break down and discuss on the podcast. So I've gotten a couple of them. Once we get a couple more in, we'll have another episode discuss, breaking down player hands. I always enjoy that one. So
Mhm.
yeah, we will go ahead and get into that. Did I miss anything, Wes? I ask this every time because there's so many damn things
And
now.
I think we got it all. I think
Close
we got
enough,
it all.
but
No, this
Wes,
episode actually ended up being close to an hour. I thought it was going to be kind of short, but
yeah. Anyways, Wes, congrats on the start of the success of starting your Bankroll challenge. I'm rooting for you, obviously, to reach that 100K goal, and you'll see me in the chat talking shit, trying to
Yeah,
motivate you
yeah. Oh,
to be
I
better.
bluffed off a whole stack. I just bluffed into top full house yesterday, and like,
Wrecked.
LOL, wrecked.
Yeah,
That
you
was the
might
only
just.
comment of the night. Just
I said two things. I saw Wes, punt into a full house, and my only comments in chat were "LOL wrecked."
you gotta keep it balanced. You gotta throw in some of that, some support, some bullshit like that
Yeah,
too.
yeah. Keep life
It's
lively. It's
fun.
it's all about balance. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cool.
So,
Well, go ahead and wrap us up here, Wes
all right. Well, guys,
and
see you
girls.
next time. Thank you for listening. Play clubs poker, join Discord, YouTube.
Have a good
We
morning,
didn't talk
night,
about our
evening.
merch. No
Oh yeah,
updates. We're meeting with them this week or next week. Um,
yeah. Expect
yeah,
some
but
merch soon.
oh, and guys, you know what? I don't want to do a bounty. We're for those of you who are in Minnesota who are going to play the 500 at Canterbury this weekend. No bounty. No bounty.
No bounty on Wes. And speaking of which, Wes, you still owe me dinner. So let's just finish this here.
Oh, I do. That's right.
All right, guys. Have a good one. We'll be back next week, and we will see you then.